Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Pisces. How are you, my water family? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Got a couple of decks. I'm going to throw these decks down for the overall energy for the week ahead. And if you've been here before, you know how I read, right? It's always for the week ahead. I've got the Soul's Journey Oracle and I've got the Kipper. We're going to start with those and then we're going to add some tarot. We're going to find out what's going on for you, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. As I'm saying that, I actually just saw a bunch of minnows. I'm seeing y'all as minnows today, not the big fishes. That's funny. Okay, so let's find out what's going on for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Always reading for the week ahead if you've never been here before. And if you haven't, there is a subscription button in the bottom right-hand corner of the page here, of the little square where I live. And if you would like to stay, I would love to have you in the comments. All right, here we go. We've got courage. We've got perseverance. One more card for Pisces. And we've got judgment, Pisces. Blame, what's going on here? So we've got courage. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Are you facing something that's freaking you out just a little bit right now? It feels like maybe there is some silence, possibly. It's like, it feels like maybe you're in the middle between here and there. Like it feels like you have some fear, maybe some inner strength to face a fear with confidence. So it feels like something you think is not going to go in your favor, or you have a fear that I really wanted that, but I'm not going to get that. That's what it feels like here. The perseverance, it says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So I think that you're you're trying to talk yourself into this energy of, pardon me, courage is what it feels like here. I think that you're getting better at doing that. I want to say persevering. You're getting better at talking yourself into things, Pisces, rather than talking yourself out of them. So you can set your mind to do whatever you want to do. And this is one of the things. You can have courage to find the inner strength to face a fear of some sort here. It might be the fear of the third eye opening. We do have a lot of violet color here, right? So it could be a fear of really seeing things for what they are. We have judgment. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. So again, it sort of makes me feel like there's something that you don't have control over, Pisces, something you have to wait for, and maybe you're not sure how, what the outcome is going to be, and that it's out of your hands. It sort of makes you uncomfortable is what it feels like here, because you're looking at like everybody has their own unique path. So you're waiting maybe on someone else to say something to you, because you can't force them. You can't force them to call you or force them to do what you want. So it almost feels like you're trying to not judge them by maybe leaving you in the silence, or maybe you're trying to have the courage to persevere the silence, waiting for someone to speak with you. We've got blame. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being, and I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So it feels like, yeah, there is a little bit of tense energy here. Look, it could be an argument between friends, between lovers, between you and your neighbor. It feels like you're waiting in the silence for someone to pick up the phone, give you a text. It feels like there's a waiting period here that you have no control over. All right, let's find out what's going on here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. After we put down these kippers, we'll get at it with some tarot and we'll clarify, get some details for you, Pisces. Tell me about Pisces, please. Tell me about courage. Tell me about courage. We have expectation. There it is. I felt like you were waiting, Pisces. It feels like you're waiting for someone to make a decision, to say something, to send you a text, to send you a letter. Like it feels like you have an expectation that you're going to hear back from them. Look, the expectation is a hard thing, because when you expect something and it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, and then you're the one that gets upset, right? You feel like someone done you wrong. So anyways, 28 is a 10, and it is breaks down to a 1. So I feel like you're at the beginning of something, or you're waiting for something to begin, and you're trying to have courage while you're waiting it out. That's what it feels like here. Maybe you're waiting for someone to contact you. Maybe you had a conversation and you're waiting for the bank manager to get back to you to see if you got the loan. It feels like you're waiting with courage and confidence to face the fear of maybe it's not going to work out the way you want it to. Tell me about perseverance, please. We've got change. There it is, the big C word, right? Yeah, and no matter what sign you are, change can be hard, especially if you're a fixed sign, if you have fixed energy, but it can be change can be hard no matter what. For some of you, you could be waiting on a mortgage. It looks like somebody's moving here, right? So you could be waiting on a mortgage here. Perseverance, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So I feel like I'm supposed to tell you to stay in a positive mindset. That if there is something here that you're waiting on, there might be silence because card number 9 is here, right? And that's the Hermit energy. So there might be some silence going on right now between you and a person, you and the bank manager, you and whatever it is that you want. And I feel like you're waiting for a judgment to come down. So for somebody to finally open their mouth and say something. You have no control over it because you know that everybody is unique and everyone has their own unique path and challenges or ways of dealing with things. Tell me about judgment, please. We have despair. And so I feel like this is the thing that you really need to heal. And so you might be blaming yourself. You might be saying, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that to them. That's why everything is quiet. Like it feels like there is something that you feel like you shouldn't have said that you did say. I honestly think it's fine. Look, I feel like, I really do feel, Pisces, that you're just waiting for some sort of pathway to open here. I want to say that this bright light at the end is your outcome. But there's butterflies along the path, right? There's butterflies along the path. So there's so much change going on right now. So I want to say that whatever the expectation is, whatever the scenario is for you, it feels like what you're hearing is silence because all of these butterflies are making transformations. There's a lot of things that are changing in the silence, but I feel like you're feeling in lack or in despair, blaming yourself. God, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said this, shouldn't have said that. And I don't think we'll probably see the moon card. I don't think that that's exactly what's going on. I feel like something different is going on. Like you could be waiting for something really beautiful that it has to be born or transpire or wait till you find your way down that path. Let's find out what else is going on for Pisces, please. Tell me about, I got a new deck, by the way. I'll talk about that in a second. But first, I'll tell you that private reads are open and that I'm now over on Hipsy, which is a sister site to Wizio. So if you've already booked with me once and you have a username and password for Wizio, it will work at Hipsy. Look in the pinned comment if you're interested in a private read. They're open right now. This is a new deck and it's new to me. It is Rider-Waite. I have a Rider-Waite deck already, right? But this is one of those like reflective ones that I've always wanted. And then my friend Pete, he owns an Etsy shop, Paranormal Pete, and he sent me one of these. Like how kind, right? Oh, and a scrying mirror. How cool is that? Look, I'm not the queen of the scry. We all know that's Baba Jolie. But it's sitting here, and if I see anything, I'll let you know. All right, let's find out about Pisces. Tell me about this courage. Hang on a sec. Oh, did somebody pick courage as their word this year? I encouraged you guys at the beginning of the year to pick a word instead of making a New Year's resolution. Did somebody pick courage? Because I feel like I just heard the Tragically Hip. They're a Canadian band, very popular Canadian band. And they have a song called Courage. And I hear him singing the chorus in my ear, which is courage is my word. Yeah, so I feel like courage might be your word for this year. Tell me about courage, please. Wouldn't it be funny? It'd be sort of fun if we got the Strength card. Let's find out. Nope, we got the Tower, but wow. Okay, so I feel like this courage, you know what's going to happen is I think that the reason that there's silence in the situation right now, whatever you're waiting for, is because you're being taught courage. You're being taught to be comfortable when it's uncomfortable. And so it feels like this Tower energy here is telling me that a shift is coming. You're gonna experience some sort of shift or a change here. Something is changing, but I feel like it's the silence that is important right now because you're being taught to be courageous and face your fear of being uncomfortable, being in this uncomfortable silence here. We have the Six of Wands at Perseverance. So the Six of Wands is about being in a place that was hard, right? So the person is on the horse and they're coming back to town. They're coming back home, back from the fight or the war. And this person is, there's people around them that are cheering them on. This person's getting the victory. So I feel like if you're going to persevere, Pisces, you're going to get the victory. Things are going to change. It's just that the universe is teaching you about How to be courageous. I think that's your lesson for the week ahead. How to be courageous until this new cycle begins. And we do have a full moon tomorrow, right? So it feels like maybe it's been quiet, and maybe the quiet comes to an end tomorrow on Saturday the 12th. Judgment card brings us the Page of Swords, and I kind of love that because you're going to get resolution. You're going to find your answer. I feel like maybe somebody's been observing you from a distance, possibly, to see how you're reacting to the silence, or to see how you're reacting to, maybe they're watching your socials, like, or they're reacting to, like, maybe they're watching from a distance and not really saying anything, to see how you're reacting to the situation. But it does feel like, this is the way this person deals with despair. They deal with it in the silence. And so I feel like there's somebody here that is teaching you that silence is okay. Somebody's making a decision about something. And I don't think it's you. I think it's somebody else. They're making a decision about something. And I think that you're the one that's in despair. You're worried that it's not going to work out in your favor. I feel like, whenever we don't win what we want, we get the lesson. And the Page of Swords is the one who is the student. I think you're about to get an answer, though. You're about to get some sort of an answer about something here. All right, the sun just popped out right onto my forearm here. We have the sun in the Tower now. Look, this is supposed to be bringing you to some sort of a big aha moment here. It's supposed to be bringing you to this place where you are going to have a breakthrough, but it's silent first. And when the breakthrough shows up, it's going to shift your life in the biggest way. So I feel like right now is a place where you're supposed to be, even if you feel like the wounded warrior. Even if you are in the Nine of Wands. I'm going to say don't give up. Because the Nine of Wands, the person on the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, is there at the 9 because they're resilient. So be resilient, friend, because a breakthrough is coming, and it's gonna come in with the Tower, and it's going to be shocking at a time when you're not expecting it. But I feel like right now you're being taught how to be courageous in the silence. We've got the Queen of Cups. And so the Queen of Cups is someone who is deeply empathic, compassionate, loving, and kind. Yeah, I feel like you're supposed to be sitting with some sort of Queen of Cups energy right now. I want to say that with the Queen of Cups here, I feel like whatever answer you've been waiting for that you're about to get is good news. Because the Queen of Cups is showing up here to soften the Nine of Wands, to soften this hardship. And it feels like this the sun that's here, it's happiness that's showing up. Whatever you're waiting on is going to be set in your favor. And I feel like you're just being taught a really valuable lesson here about being courageous in the silence, or being courageous when things are uncomfortable. Tell you about the Six of Wands. We've got Justice. Look, it keeps telling me things are being restored for you, Pisces. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So you've been waiting for a while. I feel like you've been waiting, working really hard on something, but I feel like you've been sort of looking off into the future, like, is this coming for me or not? I think it is, because the Six of Wands is victory, and everybody sort of seeing you in that victory, like getting a lot of attention. So for some of you, if we're talking about a relationship reading, maybe you're waiting on someone to decide whether we're going to be doing this relationship, or whether maybe it's the first time you went out, now you're waiting for the second call. Is this person ever going to call me back? It could be that. Justice card is Libra. Look, Libra's been showing up in the last couple of reads today because we do have a full moon tomorrow, right? And as I read this, it's probably already Saturday, so it might even be today by the time I upload this. But we have a full moon in Libra. And so the full moon in Libra is really bringing out heightened emotions and romance for sure, because on the same day that we have the full moon in Libra, which is the release, in order to get some sort of a diplomatic and fair-minded balance, Venus is actually coming out of retrograde. So many things are going to be aligning in the middle of the week here, and it's going to bring great change for you, but you're going to realize that it's because you've persevered that things are fixing to come out in the right way for you here. the Seven of Pentacles is here, and so it feels like you've been waiting for a long time and looking into the future, like are things ever going to change? Am I ever going to get that mortgage? Am I ever going to be able to move? Am I ever going to get that that apartment lease that I signed for? So whatever it is that you're waiting on feels like it's a really big judgment. So it's not just something little. It feels like it's going to change something for you because the Tower and the Sun are here. It's going to change, maybe take you on a different path. Like maybe you're moving across state or something, or across the province or across the country, and you're waiting on this here. Or maybe it's a person that we're like waiting on. Does this person want to date me exclusively? It could be something really big that's kind of going to change your pathway. It's going to change your pathway here. So we have the Five of Cups, we have the Emperor energy, and we have the Eight of Cups. So I feel the person that you're waiting on could be the Emperor. And the Emperor could be anybody. Look, the Emperor could be your father. The Emperor could be somebody who's a business owner, could be the person down at the bank, could be the loans officer. This person could also be somebody you're dating. It could be just about anybody. It'll be different for all of you, of course. It's a general reading, and that's why we read it generally. So, you can take it as it resonates for you. But we do have the Eight of Cups here. I feel like the Emperor has detached from you. So depending on what your situation is, whatever that situation is for you. And I think that the Five of Cups is going with this blame here. The Five of Cups is like you're blaming yourself. You're like, oh no, forget it. It's never going to work out for me. I shouldn't have said that thing. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have suggested that thing. And it feels like you, this Emperor is somebody who you look up to, or somebody that you see as being someone, I wouldn't say above you, Pisces, but it's like you see them as being really valuable. Like they're somebody who has influence. So it feels like you see that your connection to them being really valuable, but at this moment you're kind of disconnected. They've maybe disconnected from you. Like there feels like with this Eight of Cups that somebody is trying to not use their feelings in making the decision. So they've disconnected from their feelings, and we're literally waiting for the Emperor to straight up make a decision. And I think that you're having a hard time and you're in despair while you're waiting. Okay, tell me what this expectation is. Tell me what the expectation is here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, we've got the Nine of Swords, and we have the Five of Swords. It does really feel like you're waiting on someone to say, maybe you said to them, look, should we just see each other exclusively? And maybe they didn't answer. Maybe they're just trying to make sense of it themselves. Maybe they're trying to figure out if that's what they want to do. But the Five of Swords is intrusive thoughts, and the Nine of Swords is, worry, keeping you up at night. I can't realize, it's all I can think about. I'm just thinking about it obsessively. But the Nine of Pentacles is, do they want to stay single or do they not? Do they, it feels like this time that you're spending in this silence here is trying to make you be more confident about things that have not yet transpired. I think you're supposed to be more confident in your courage. Tell me what this despair is here, please. We've got you're scared you're going to be rejected. The Four of Cups is here. Reject the application, reject the lease, reject it in the relationship. You feel like you're going to be rejected. You're not, though. The Page of Pentacles is here. Somebody's going to give you a little something, something. So I feel like they're going to say, look, well, maybe we do date exclusively, but look, maybe we just start really slow. Maybe you don't get the loan for the house, the mortgage for the house, but maybe you get a mortgage for a condo. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it starts out small, but it feels like it does move forward because this is something you're planting in the future here. So it does feel like something is going to work out for you here. We've got the Ten of Wands. So I feel like it's a lot of pressure on you right now. The despair is weighing deeply on you, and it feels like you're waiting for some sort of decision to show up. I feel like the universe is trying to push you down a pathway to stop blaming yourself and know that there is a light at the end of the path here. That is just the reason that there's silence right now is because the transformation is taking place. Maybe some of you are opening a business and waiting for a loan. It could be that. But I feel like the silence is what is ensuing because you're not used to it, and the universe is trying to teach you to be used to being uncomfortable. We do have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Star. If it's about money, it's coming through. If it's about money, it's absolutely coming through because you've manifested it here. And I feel like you're waiting, again, waiting for someone who's in a block to make a decision. Look, everything's coming into alignment. We've got the Nine of Cups here. It's your wish fulfillment. So whether it's the relationship, the loans officer, the getting the apartment or the condo, I feel like it works out for you, honestly. I'm going to leave that right here, Pisces. That was kind of beautiful, uplifting read. And let me know in the comments what I was talking about. I never really know. And I hope it does work out for you. I'm going to go for now. And I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care. Love you bunches. Bye-bye.